what she's like, I guess, being confronted with in real time.
Oh, okay.
The movie is supposed to take place in real time.
Nice.
And it's fucking crazy.
It sounds awesome. It sounds it sounds legit.
Yeah, and it's streaming now on Netflix. Check it out.
Yeah, before you have to pay.
Oh yeah, more
$70 for it.
Moving on, I have a wild card. I recently watched the Hey Arnold, the Jungle movie.
Oh, okay.
The made-for-TV film that resurrects the classic '90s television show, and it picks up where the show was canceled, and you kind of go on this adventure into the Amazon to find Arnold's parents.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
nice.
And I don't know. It was very kind of. I feel so dumb for saying this, but it was like kind of like emotional because of not growing up with my parents or whatever.
Yeah.
It was really cool to see them kind of still take the time to kind of bring that to a close. You know what I mean? Or at least, give the fans some
closure.
Yes.
Nice.
I love that, and it was so worth it. And the production value, it looks so good, and the voices. If I don't know if it is, but they sound all the same.
Really,
like all the original players.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you can check that out, it should be. I'm sure they're playing the hell out of it on Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
But check it out. It's called Hey Arnold, the Jungle Movie.
Nice, and I think they had some promotional stuff at Comic-Con for that, right?
Yes, they've been promoting it for a while.
Yeah.
I had thought it was going to come out in the theaters, but I guess you can watch it for free.
Nice.
Very cool. And that's it for my weekly rec.
Sounds pretty solid, man.
So we're going to jump into our film Casino. And this, I don't think I said what the name of our episode is, but we're going to call this one Aces High.
Oh, nice. I like it. Yes.
The film Casino is from 1995. Is directed by our man Martin Scorsese, written by Nick Pileggi, who's also written Goodfellas, which is why it feels so close to that tone. Starring Robert De Niro, Sharon Stone, Joe Pesci, James Woods, and Don Rickles. In an epic tale of betrayal between two best friends, one of them the runner of a successful casino in Vegas, the other a troublemaker gangster who's intent on taking over the gambling empire.
Yes.
And that's pretty much what the film, although there's so many subplots and things that happen in between there, it's very epic and long and but so worth it in the end.
For me, it doesn't really feel that long.
No.
It didn't feel like 3 hours.
It doesn't, because I feel like things escalate so fast, and I feel like you're so captivated in what you're watching, you don't feel the time. And that's when you know you have a good film, when you can get away with that, because all of this guy's films are like that.
Yeah.
They're all long. And it's because he's so good. And there's so much to tell, especially in a story like this. I wouldn't want it to be an hour and a half, you know, because that's kind of robbery for what you could get. And I feel like in this, you get so much. Yeah,
because if it was any shorter, you wouldn't get that character development or, like you said, there's other subplots that are happening. And
you really feel, you feel for each character. You kind of fall for them, or a couple of them. Anyway, and I feel like you really care by the end how it all kind of comes together. And that's why I wanted to because we're going to talk about Scorsese for the next 2 weeks. This is their first week. This is my pick, and possibly my favorite. I think this is my favorite Martin film.
Okay.
Probably of all his stuff. It's just so good and so pitch perfect. And I don't know, especially for it being so long, that he managed to, I feel like, pull this off is just incredible.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And really fun.
Yeah, this is a great movie.
I'm glad we got to watch it together.
Yeah, I haven't, when you brought it up and we were talking about it before recording throughout the week, I think I told you, I watched this movie I want to say like years ago. Like as we went on, I was slowly remembering things. Because there's parts where I was like, I don't remember any of this, and then there's parts later on in the movie. It's like, okay, I remember, like the car scene, the explosion. I remember that a lot, just because it's kind of it's a big scene that you remember. And but yeah, this movie's awesome.
It is. What was I gonna say? I don't know, but you want to get into questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'll start it off.
Okay.
Do you have a favorite scene?
Ooh, yeah. I was actually going to ask you the same thing, but my favorite scene is probably when Joe Pesci's character and his kind of like his right hand man, I can't remember his name, but they're being watched by the FBI from across the street, and they're covering their mouths, and so they can't read lips, and they're kind of talking, whispering, what's going on, trying to figure out how to whack De Niro's character, and some just random character, some random person just walks by them.
Yeah.
And then Joe Pesci's like, "Who's this guy? Who's this guy? Who's this? What's up with this guy? Who's this? Huh?" And then this guy's just walking by, mind his own business. But that one little scene right there is it was hilarious watching it happen. But I don't know, that was like one of my most favorite scenes from the movie. Just that little scene, just when that guy's walking by, like, who's this guy? Huh? Who's this? And you could just see the paranoid state that they're in. And I don't know, that was one of my favorite scenes in the movie. I have more, but that's one that sticks out most to me right now.
Yeah, that scene was so great because it. I feel like it encapsulates what they're how bad things have escalated.
Yeah.
That they can't even step outside a restaurant and talk without being watched or
worrying about
and photographed. Yeah. And somebody, a bystander can't walk by before they're like, who is this guy? What is he doing?
Yeah.
They think it's somebody trying to listen in on what they're saying. Yeah.
I'm going to ask the same question. What was your favorite scene? And I'll ask a second question too.
I'll have to say, it has to be that scene where they ask the cowboy to get his feet off the table, and he refuses, and then it ends up being that the guy was with Nicky's character.
Yeah.
And so Nicky gets upset when they kicked out one of his men, and he calls back Sam, De Niro's character. And he's like, "Hey, what happened? Did you know that guy was with me?" And he was like, "Well, your friend, he told me to go fuck myself. He called me a faggot, so I had to kick him out. He had to go."
Yeah.
And then and then Pesci just goes off on the guy. He's like, "You
called my friend a faggot? You tell him to fuck himself?"
And then he smacks him with the what was
it was a payphone.
The payphone, the receiver. Yeah. He smacks him in the face, and I love it. And then when he hangs up the phone and he apologizes to Sam, he's like, you put your feet up on the table, you took your shoes off, you stinky horse manure smelling motherfucker, you. Yeah. It's just so pitch perfect, man.
Oh man, yeah, that was a great scene. I like that one. Good pick, man. Let's see. Why do you think De Niro fits so perfectly in gangster movies?
I feel like it has to do with his I don't know. It's like his posture and his facial features. And
just gives off that aura.
Yeah, and just the way his delivery.
Yeah.
Because he can do other things really well too. He can, obviously he can play like a dad, a normal dad, and things, contemporary stuff that he's done now, like with Bad Grandpa or whatever it's called.
What you're talking about.
With Zac Efron or whatever. So he has
Meet the Parent and stuff, and he's a chameleon. That's what I'm thinking of a word.
Yeah, he could be funny too. But he's funny in these as well. But yeah, I feel like it's just something that fits him really well.
Yeah. Okay.
And he looks. I
he's Italian, right?
Yeah, and he looks very, very Italian.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, you slick back his hair. Even now, he just looks like he could fuck you up.
Yeah, even being however old he is. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but I feel like it's like the way he talks and
the way he carries himself,
his delivery. Yes.
Yeah.
He can. I don't know. I feel like, now that you say that, when you think about mob movies or a specific gentleman, you think about De Niro.
Yeah.
But have you seen Taxi Driver?
I have seen. Yes, I have.
I mean, he's by no means a gangster in that.
No, yeah.
He's like this weird kind of mentally ill.
Yeah, crazy dude.
Kind of. He keeps to himself, you know.
Yeah.
So, like I said, he can do
everything.
He can do anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my answer.
Nice. Okay.
My turn.
Yeah.
How did the movie make you feel by the end? Especially, I think this is a great question for you because this is the first time you've watched this movie in its entirety in a very long time.
Yeah.
So, in the state of mind that you're in now, how did it make you feel?
By the end, I kind of felt, oh man. At the end, you feel, for me at least, I felt satisfied. Like, you know, everything kind of came to a circle, came to an end. Mm-hmm. Everybody kind of got what was coming to them. Mm-hmm. At the end, the FBI's on everybody, and they kind of clean house, and they start whacking everybody. Yeah. Anyone who knew anything about anything
that they thought couldn't be trusted.
Yeah. And I actually like that they didn't kill De Niro's character, and he ends up going back to where he started in the beginning of the movie, just a bookie or whatever, you know. And the part that was craziest to me was him and Sharon Stone's relationship, which was
a dysfunctional love story.
Yeah, it was toxic. It was, I mean, you know, she would cheat on him and then steal his money and then get all coked out and then come back 2 days later and she'd be like, I'm sorry. And she doesn't have any more money, so that's why she goes back to him. Yeah. And he's like, you know, I love you, it's okay. But I mean, that was just a crazy dysfunctional family.
Especially because of the. So in the probably in the middle of the movie, he asks her to marry him, and she says no because I'm not in love with you. So in a way, she's very straight up with him with her lifestyle, how she's a hustler, how she doesn't really have feelings for him. She
likes the money aspect of the relationship.
Yeah, she's with him, but it's not anything serious. Yeah. I think she even makes a statement later on saying that they don't even sleep together. So why is he watching her so much? And it was more like, if I'm gonna be like this companion for you, you gotta respect me, because he was very much just about respect and about loyalty and being able to trust that person. Yeah. And so before they can get married, they have a kid.
Yeah, which was he makes her have a kid.
Yes, or he says, because he was like, we have to have the kid, then we can get married. So that happens, and then the kid becomes like kind of a victim in this vicious cycle relationship.
All the stuff that she I can't imagine the stuff that she's going through. There's a scene in the movie where Sharon's character is with what's his name, Diamond. I can't remember she's like his ex pimp or whatever, and she takes her and De Niro's daughter, and De Niro finds out where they are at her pimp's house, and he calls them, and you know he's talking on the phone with her, and the camera goes over to Sharon Stone doing coke in front of her daughter. She's like, don't do this, honey, and she's cutting a line and everything, snorting it. I was like, oh my god. And
the kid's what?
She's literally like a foot away from her, in front of her face. She's like, don't do this, honey, don't ever do this is nasty. And I'm like, oh my god. I mean, oh man, that was crazy.
Yeah.
But
Bonus Swan fact.
Uh-oh.
Did you know that they use, I think it's like